But we're here today with some of the guys who are fighting at our show here in Liverpool at the Echo Arena on Saturday. Great and impressive lineup, as you know. We've had a few problems with the show yesterday. Seemed yesterday was like the day from hell, but we've managed to sort a lot of things out. For example, Nathan Cleverley's opponent pulled out yesterday with flu, which was a bit of a disappointment for Nathan because he's trained very hard for this interim title fight. But we found a really good replacement in Najib Mohammedi, who's from France. His record is 23-1, and he's the current EU light heavyweight champion. So, in the actual fact, he was going to be Nathan's mandatory defence when he was European champion before he vacated the title. So, that was good. Well, good for the show, pain for Nathan. I'm sure he'll explain how he feels about that. We've still got the middleweight championship of Europe featuring Matthew Macklin against Ruben Varron. We've got the WBO Intercontinental Welterweight Championship with Kell Brook against Philip Cote from Accra in Ghana. Paul Smith, Liverpool's Paul Smith, defending his title against James DeGale from London. We've got the light heavyweight championship of the Commonwealth between Tony Bellew and Ovil McKenzie. Another good fight. Unfortunately, we lost Frankie Gavin, who's had flu and had a problem, and we replaced that fight now with an international heavyweight championship fight between Larry Alubami Wu, who I've just signed from Hackney, who trains with Freddie Roach, and he's going to be fighting Samir Kurtagic, who's from Vienna in Austria. He's got a record of 9-1. Unfortunately, we've lost which we're going to beam live here, the Derek Chisora fight against Vladimir Klitschko, as Klitschko has injured his back yesterday in training, and unfortunately for Derek, that fight's now being postponed, and we can talk about it later. And also we've got a great undercard featuring Billy Joe Saunders, Liam Smith, Joe McNally, Ronnie Heffernan, Joe Selko, Paul Butler. So we've got a cracking card still, which is my 30th anniversary show here in Liverpool. Pleased to be here. You know, for us and for me, this is still going to be a great night's boxing. Some of the best of British talent, some of the guys who I believe are going to go places and be the next generation of world champions coming through. They'll all be showing their skills and hopefully entertaining the fans on Saturday, and I'm sure staking their claims to hopefully for fighting for world title fights in the future. This fight will be broadcast by Sky on pay-per-view, along with Amir Khan's fight, an undercard that takes place in Vegas, and the game, as I say, will be shown on Sky. For people who've bought the pay-per-view, which was featuring the Klitschko and Chisora fight, they'll all be contacted and they can have their money refunded if they wish to have to do that. Hopefully they won't. And as of today, it's the card, as I said, it's the card from here and the show from Vegas that will be the pay-per-view show. So we've managed to keep it going. I think that's one of the good things that myself and my team does. You know, we deliver. We even when we have these problems, and they were big problems yesterday, we all pull together, and with the help of the fighters who are understanding, we give the public what they want, which I believe is good fights. So all the guys are here, or most of the guys are here. If you've got any questions to ask, please feel free to do so.
Frank, I'll work to your rights for the benefit of TV cameras to start with. If I may, with Nathan, first of all, big disappointments, your positions changed in such short notice?
Yeah, disappointed. Yesterday, you know, I knew about it last night. Obviously, I was preparing for someone totally different, really. But this is boxing, this is business, and I don't have to take my frustration out on my opponent. I've seen a little clip of him. He's cocky. He's good, actually. He is quite good. But I take my aggression out on him, and come Saturday night, another dazzling display.
How difficult is it to make things to change your game plan at such a late stage?
Not a problem, really, I suppose. You know, if I can either box or fight him, so whichever I choose to do, really. But we'll see as soon as the first bell rings, whatever mood I'm in, really. If I fancy, you know, if this guy winds me up, then I'm going to get involved and take him out.
Put on some great performances so far. Great large boxing heritage over the years. best set to carry that on, do you think?
Yeah, I'm in line to hopefully become interim world champion now on Saturday night here in Liverpool, and then I'm in line then for the world title. And obviously, since Joe Calzaghe has obviously retired now, Wales needs a new world champion, and I'm in line to take that mantle.
Matthew, moving on to you. Obviously, getting to the stage now where your career is really starting to catch fire. This is your time, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Winning the European title 12 months ago or so against Asakainen, I thought that would really catapult me into a world title fight. But you learn that these things take time. I'm ranked in the top 5 now in the world, universally ranked, really top 5. So my time's here now. I'm at 28. I actually feel like I'm even getting better all the time. Even preparing for this fight, inspiring different things. Just everything's coming together now, and I'm looking forward to a really good performance on Saturday night. Ruben Varane, he's a good opponent. He's definitely a European level fighter, but like I say, I believe I'm beyond European level. I believe I'm good enough to win a world title now, given the opportunity. So.
If they'll fight you.
Yeah, if they'll fight me. Yeah, Frank will tell you it's proving hard to nail these guys down. So I think that speaks volumes as well. The fact that none of the champions want to fight me, that shows you that how highly they regard me. But business is business first. On Saturday night, Ruben Varane standing in my way to bigger and better things. So I'm looking for a good performance. He's a good fighter, technically good boxer. But like I said, I don't believe he's in the same class as me, and I think the difference in levels will be evident on the night.
The fact that he's been in the ring for 12 rounds with Felix Sturm gives you an idea of his quality.
Yeah, but that's Felix Sturm. Felix Sturm isn't me. So, he's world champion, but I believe I'm a better fighter than Felix Sturm. Definitely hit a lot harder, a lot more firepower, more variety, and I don't think Ruben Varane will be there after 12 rounds with me. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to the Saturday. Looking forward to a good performance. The last fight in Birmingham was a bit anticlimactic for me with the change of opponent, and the guy kind of came pretty much to survive. Where Varane's had 8 weeks' notice. He's the original opponent. He's the proper opponent that's been given the chance to fight for the European title. He has fought for the world title, so maybe he feels that this is his level and this is what he can achieve. But there's not a hope in hell he's going to beat me on Saturday night. He's going to definitely get took apart.
Paul Smith, if we move on to you, it's often said that styles make fights, and given the fact that your last 2 fights were 12-rounders in local derbies and probably difficult for you to put on a decent show, is this going to be more about a different fight in terms of the styles and what sort of fight I'd like to see?
I think it's a different fight because, first and foremost, James is predominantly a southpaw. He switches. Quigley didn't switch, Dodson didn't switch. There's no pressure on me. The only pressure I've got is the same pressure I've got into any other normal fight, and that's to keep that belt, and that's the same pressure this time. The pressure's not on me to get any sort of spectacular results. I'll get a win, and I'll get a win by any means possible. When it gets hard, that's when I'll start to get it.
I know you've been pretty unhappy about the fact that a lot of the bookies, for example, seem to have James as the favourite.
As I said, it doesn't bother me. There's nothing better than winning money off bookies. Obviously I won't be betting on myself, but on my mates and my family will. So if they want to put me at
don't say that they're betting on you, you'll be in trouble. Can't have another ordinary. Was it David Hay job? Not allowed. Families are not allowed to bet on their.
And I've also said about experience as well. Do you think this is maybe too much too soon?
I've said all along it is, and for the fact is, it's not even just the experience. I think it's too much too soon, and we'll see on Saturday night.
Kel, do you feel as if you're at the stage now where the better the fighter, the better your performance?
Definitely. The better the fighter is what's in front of me, the better I perform. Obviously, I'm fighting Philip Cote, a replacement fight, a southpaw. I have great success with southpaws. If you've seen, I've got rid of them quite easily. So in our gym, there's switch hitters and everything. So any style, what's in front of me, I do well no matter what. It seems to be, yeah. But that world title fight's in line late February. So back in my, I know that I've got Philip Cote in front of me on Saturday. But looking past him for a minute, I've got that world title fight. So I've done my hard training. I've done my long runs. I'm ready for Saturday.
Tony, nice to see the Blade's gone for the start. Probably lost about 2 pounds there, I think.
Let's hope so.
You talked about your last fight and you said that one of the biggest lessons you learned was maybe embarrassing more than anything else.
Yeah, you know what happens. You get caught square, and these are the kind of things that happen, you know. Let's hope it's not going to happen again. I've learnt my lesson, and I wish I'd done a few lessons with Kel, you know, saying he's dealt with southpaw so easily. I've struggled over the years with them and in the past as well, but you know, it's one of them things. You just pick yourself up, dust yourself off and get on with it. I went back to work, and you know, I'm here now on this great bill.
In that sense, how much are you developing as a fighter at the moment, do you think?
All the time. You know, you never stop learning in this game. Never for a minute. So, you know, I just keep going to the gym, keep working. I pick up on things, I study boxing religiously, so, you know, there's not much I don't know. Like I say, you know, you can never know everything about this game, and you're always learning.
And obviously, people love to see knockouts. You've made yourself a bit of a name for that. Are you putting a bit of pressure on yourself sometimes to come up with those big punches at the end of the fight?
No, to be honest, that being people expect it of me, and you know, they want to see knockouts. People pay to see people get put unconscious. At the end of the day, boxing's a brutal sport, and you know, it can be a great sport at times, but at the end of the day, you know, when it all comes down to it, it's 2 men punching people in the face as hard as they possibly can. So that's the best way of putting it, and I'm good at doing that, and I'm going to do that on Saturday night.
We'll move back down the table to James, who's now heard what Paul Smith has to say. How are you feeling ahead of this fight? How confident are you coming away with it?
I'm very confident. You were definitely here and the new British champion, definitely, without a question of a doubt. I've had a great camp for the past 10 weeks. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Even if it goes into later rounds?
Even if it goes into later rounds. I said when I first turned pro, I'm preparing for a 4-round fight, a 12-round career. So I've been preparing myself mentally and physically for 12 rounds for the past 2 years. So nobody should worry about me doing a 12 rounds. If anything, I'll get stronger as it goes on. I'm looking forward to it. If it does go later on, I'm looking forward to it.
And you said as far as you're concerned, experience isn't a barrier.
Experience ain't a matter, mate. Definitely. We'll see. This is only around the corner now. I'm saying it's only time will tell. But and the new, definitely. And the new.
I'm sure you're fully aware of Liverpool being a very vociferous crowd.
Passionate people. Yeah, I'm prepared for it. Obviously, that's how I prepare myself mentally again for a hostile reception. He's a popular boy up here. He sells heaps of tickets. Yeah, Jim's been booing me when I've been sparring and training, so I'm used to it now. I'm used to it. But prepare yourself for explosive and exciting performance on Saturday.
We've seen Olympic champions have success and lots of success in fairly equal measure. What makes you think that you'll be one of the most successful?
Because listen, to go to the top of the pros, you need a bit more than natural ability. You need some of that, and I've got that. So yeah, I've got all the skills, I've got all the dedication, and this is just a stepping stone, man.
Ruben, if I could ask you a couple of questions. No, it's not okay. No. Philip, if I could move on to you. Kel Brooks talked about being a big puncher. How do you feel about that?
Good. And I know I came here, first of all, I will give thanks to Almighty God and thanks to Mr. Frank for giving me this opportunity to fight in Liverpool. And I came here to do my job. I came here to win. And whatever Kel Brooks have for me, I have the strength to take it. But if only he can take mine, that is the problem. So I don't believe in saying much, but I believe in action. May God give us the Saturday night and everything is going to be fine. Thank you.
Just how big an opportunity is this for you?
Fine. Opportunity but come back to once, and this opportunity I'm going to grab it. I'm not sure that I'm going to lose on Saturday, so people should put that in mind.
Although I can move on to you. You're known as the upsetter.
That's the one.
Who's going to get upset on Saturday night?
Tony Bellew. Bellew.
I'm sure you've seen plenty of it. He likes a knockout.
Well, I only watch one fight with him. I don't really study him or anything because I'm always at work Friday night and Saturday night, security, so I don't really get time to watch boxing too much. But, you know, I just go in there Saturday night and do the business and I do what I have to do.
You've moved around some of the weights as well. Where are you most comfortable?
I'm comfortable. Live weight is comfortable weight for me. All good.
Just going back to yourself, how will the Klitschko fight for you cancelled?
Sorry?
No,
No, but we're just step them up. So it'll be, I think off the top of my head, it's going to be 8 o'clock. Obviously, a lot of fights coming on early, like Larry's and early. Then 8 o'clock from the transmission will be Kel. Then it's Matt. Then it's Nathan. Then it's Paul and James, and then we've got Tony. So that's the running order. So that's it. Yeah, it's a fantastic card. This is everything. I mean, anybody who see our show in September, I mean, that for me was one. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, as I'll keep banging on about, but the show in September was a fantastic night's boxing. It was a great show. It was probably one of the best shows competitively that I've put on. And I think this is equally as good. So you've got a great night's boxing plus the Vegas show. So it's you know, it's a shame what's happened with the Klitschko, but it's onwards and upwards, and you know, our job is to deliver. That fight with, I'm reading a lot of stuff in the newspaper about what's being said regarding Derek's fight with Klitschko, but the fact is that the contract states they've got 30 days to give us a new date, and that should take place within 180 days of the postponement. So that's what we're looking for from the Klitschkos to wait for them to inform us. So that fight will take place next year. In the meantime, it's what we've got here. And as I said that when we started out, it's about delivering. It's about delivering entertainment, good fights to the fans, and it doesn't get any better than this. You know, I've managed and promoted 35 world champions in 30 years. That's excluding any WBUs. This is just the 4 belts, 35 of them. That's without the British, Commonwealth and European champions. And I know I'm sitting at a table here with guys who are going to go on and win more titles very quickly. So, you know, in my way, I've been quite successful, and I know that all these guys sitting at this table here have all got a thing to prove on Saturday, and some of them are going to go on and I think be added to that list. It's a fantastic, fantastic night, and it's going to be fun next year watching a few of these having belts put around their world. You know, Nathan's got a tough fight. There's no doubt about it. Change of opponent. He's got a good record. The guy can box. He can fight. And it's, you know, it's a bit upsetting for him that he has to, this happens. But as he said, it's boxing. These things do occur. It's the interim title. It's very important that he comes out, he does the job, and he wins and gets that, you know, gets that interim title, because then very quickly he will become champion either by being declared champion if Bramer actually fights in his adjudication, or he fights the winner very quickly of the Bramer and WBA champion fight. So he's got it all to go for. You know, we have spoken about what's happening with Matt and with the title fights, and Matt's had I think he's had a little bit of a frustrating time, a few hiccups in his career, but him and I are thinking along the same lines. So now he understands what's going on, I believe, and it's about now, whilst we're waiting for the opportunity to fight for a world title, whilst I'll work to try and deliver it, in getting him into a #1 slot. Because when you're in the #1 position, it makes it much easier to make the fights, because mandatories come round, and that's what Kell Brook will find will be happening next year with himself. He's ranked #1 by the WBO. He's got to have his hands full on Saturday with his opponent. But if he comes through that, as I hope he will do, you know, he'll be next year, very early in next spring. You know, hopefully challenging for that world title. And I believe again he's a guy that can go places. I really do believe that. And then obviously we've got the, you know, Paul's and James fights, cracking fights. I said from day one, they're 2 of the best guys you could meet. Whoever's going to win it's going to win it, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world for the loser either. It depends how the fight pans out, but whoever wins that's going to go on, I think, very quickly next year into fighting in some big fights. So we'll see how that all settles down. And then Tony, he's got a tough job against Oville. We know he comes to fight Oville. We know, as you said, he's the upsetter. Somebody mentioned he's the upsetter. I wish we could see you. We can't, because it's dark. You're dark down there. We don't know who we're talking to. But he's got it all to go. He's got it all to prove. He's, you know, Liverpool fighter. He's fighting in front of his own crowd. You know, if he wants to get where Nathan's is at the moment, he's got to put a couple more good performances in. And then we've got the makings of a fantastic, brilliant domestic world title fight. I mean, it won't get any better than that, I promise you. So a lot of good things happening. And as I say, you know, we're working very hard on and we have worked hard to keep the show together. You know, it was up all day and all last night working on this, and we delivered. So now I've delivered my part of the bargain, and the guys are going to have to do their bit on Saturday. And as I say, the winners will be the fans. Sorry, Nick? Yeah, we've got a few guys coming. Some can't make it because they're doing, some guys got after dinner speeches. Some of them are working on Sky shows in Vegas and so forth. But we'll have a few ex-champions are coming along, and looking forward. You know, it's a shame. You know, guys like Keith Wallace and Jimmy Duncan, who turned pro with me, you know, in my early days as, you know, my first year as a promoter, can't be there. Fortunately, both passed away. But you know, I've not been able to locate their families, but their families want to come along. Please be my guests, and I'll look after them on the night. You know, they were good quality fighters, and you know, the funny thing, what got me going was fighters from Liverpool. You know, Stevie Johnson, all those guys turned pro with me in the early days, and that was, and it was, you know, it was good times. A couple of won titles, and we had some good fun. Shame they can't be here today.
A question for Paul. Paul, you've won the British title hard way against a Scouser, Tony Quigley, defended it against another Scouser, Tony Dodson. Does it help now that you're not boxing a Scouser when you're defending the title again? Does it take away that pressure within the city in your training?
Yeah, of course it does. It helps more because there's more motivation for this fight, you know, than the last two put together. And anyone that knows me at all knows all I need is motivation. Once I've got the motivation, then, and also the better the opponent, the better I'll be. You know, I've always said that with me, and I'll do it on Saturday night. I'll just see Saturday night the results.
Sorry, can I just interrupt? Can we get the house lights up, because we're all sort of looking like we're all frowning and unhappy. We can just about see anyone in the front here. Well, I can. I'm old man, but these guys, I think, need to see who's asking the question. Sorry, do you want to carry on with your question while I was waiting?
And Paul again, much of the talk in the build-up to the fight, certainly outside of Liverpool, has focused on James. It's centred around James, not actually on the British champion himself. Has that been an annoyance for you?
It's great. You know, keep it going. I'm happy, just as I said, you know, coming under the radar, so to speak. That does me fine. That suits me nice. You know, James is a household name in the country because of his Olympic gold medal, and you know, let him keep that. I'm glad all the pressure's going to be on him, as from day one, which is what the gold medal brings. You know, look at what all the others have to deal with when he won his gold medal. You know, everyone knows where you are when you win a gold medal, and you've got to deal with that. But people want the results, and people want results quick when you get the gold medal. And it's when you don't start delivering them properly that it starts kicking in and turning on.
Last two fights you've said have been probably your most difficult fights of your career, quite a long career now as well. You've been patient to get to where you are. Do you think that's going to help you on Saturday night?
Definitely. You know, I've got it all in the bank. I've got plenty of experience, plenty of strength, power, punching, boxing. You know, people underestimate me boxing. When I want to box, I can box. It'll all come into play on Saturday night, and it'll all tell us Saturday night. You know, if it gets hard, then I can dig in. I remember Billy Graham telling me when I first turned pro, the main two ingredients you need, ability will only get you so far, but the main two ingredients you need is toughness and balls, and I've got plenty of it, and it'll all come in, as I say, on Saturday night.
Billy wasn't a millionaire yet.
Two very difficult fights for the British title, of course. Have we seen the best of Paul Smith as a British champion?
No, you know, no one has yet, and as I say, you know, everyone that knows me knows what I can do. But it's got to do it when the time's right, and when the stage is right, and when the scale's right, and there's no better stage than Saturday night. As I said, motivation is a main factor with me, and probably the most important factor with me, and I couldn't ask for more motivation to keep that belt.
Okay, but James, what would your response be to that?
To what, sorry?
To what Paul just said.
Sorry, what did you just say?
You say to what Paul said.
What did you just say?
He asked what are your response to what Paul said?
I don't know what Paul just said though.
Not only can't we hear, we can't see.
Okay, so you're saying they need to get motivated.
Are these lights going on, Rich?
Oh, we need motivation.
Other than retaining the belt, yeah.
Well, I am the biggest motivation. Olympic gold medalist, cocky little London kid that thinks he's the next big thing. So obviously I am motivation. But as I say, man, fight match round the corner, and I can't wait to get on. I can't wait to get in there and do the business.
Your confidence can sometimes be misinterpreted, can't it?
Of course,
as
of course.
arrogance, but
Of course.
there's got to be a certain level of respect, I imagine, for Paul Summit,
Yeah.
as champion coming into this fight.
Well, I've got heaps of respect for him. He's the best super middleweight in the country. I've known his brother for years. I'm good friends with his brother. But we have to stick that aside and just get in there and deal with it on Saturday night. It's business, it's not personal.
We said that Carl Dilks was a step up for you. You've come a long way in a short space of time, but you made light work of Dilks.
Yeah.
You ready for another step up?
I'm ready for it, yeah, of course I am. Of course I am. I think Dilks half-bottled it, to be honest. Like, I think it got to him a bit. That will not happen with Paul Smith. He'd be in there, ready to fight, ready for the 12 rounds. So I'm expecting a hard 12 rounds. And I prepare myself for a hard 12 rounds.
Question for Paul, and then get James' views afterwards, please. What's being made the styles making fights? Do you feel that whoever can impose their game plan will win, or is it a bit more fluid than that?
Game plans will, you know, the last two fights, as I said, game plans went out the window. When it's a local derby and when you get cut as bad as it did in the first round of the Air Clashes, the game plan just goes, and it's just get your head down and try and grind the results out. But game plan will be a key factor in this fight, and I've got an idea of one, and I know exactly what to do to win. My game plan will come off.
Your views on that, James?
Yeah, game plan's obviously a big factor, but I think you can't expect to outbox me. You can't. And then when he's down 6-7 rounds, he's gonna have to come. He's gonna have to come, and that's even worse for him.
So you think when he comes, if he comes, you can
Well, I don't know how the fight's gonna go. I'm just saying, you can't expect to outbox me, definitely. So when he's down 5, 6, 7 rounds, he's gonna have to come, and that's even worse.
Same question again for both of yourself. You, James, you understand that Cleto raised gloves, punches gloves. How do you feel about that moment?
Great, I'm the one that called it, if anything. I don't know if he thought I was going to wear longs down to big pillows. I don't know, but yeah, I called the raised gloves, and so we've got the raised gloves.
Think the gloves can help you, Paul?
I'd love to know where it came from, where he called the gloves. Gloves, doesn't matter what gloves I wear, it really doesn't matter. I've wore rays. You know, again, going back to one of my old trainers, he always used to say, he used to make us wear rays at the start, because when you get to tight level and the first time you get it with them, it's a shock to your system. And I've been it with them before, you know, I'll take anything. But you've got to be a puncher for starters today, so, you know, James isn't a puncher. So whether he's got
And
rays,
you are.
4-ounce mitts, or sparring gloves, it's not going to bother.
Just a quick question for Paul. I think that part of the reason why maybe the bookmakers and some boxing commentators are making James favourite for this is to look at his amateur record, obviously a great gold medal at the Olympics. Do you feel that people are maybe forgetting the success that you experienced as an amateur as well, a close drop decision against Durrell, losing to Pascal, who's the light heavyweight champion now in the Commonwealth Games? Do you think that's...
The amateur experience helped me, but it's gone now. I've had 30 pro fights. You know, that's my experience in the pro game. The amateur game's a different game. Everyone knows that. You know, look at all the Allison. That's all you can do. Look at Michael Carruth. You know, Chris Finnegan. None of them won a world title. All Olympic gold medals. You know, it's a totally different sport. It's not even a different level of boxing. It's a different game, full stop. Especially when you're doing 4-2s. You know, it's getting a bit better now with it being 3-3s because kids are wanting to fight a bit more. But it's a totally different sport.
Just a couple of questions to Kel, just to make sure that you don't feel forgotten in Liverpool. You've stopped none of your last 7 fights have gone the distance. Are you expecting this to be another early night for you?
I am, yeah. I've got it in my mind to, I'm used to stopping fights. I don't expect a good 12, but I've done 12 rounds in gym. I've ran hard, trained hard, even done a bit of Rocky 4 in snow. So everything's banked there, but I'm looking to the business on Saturday and look well.
And if we can sort of, I know it might be dangerous to look beyond your next opponent, but Frank alluded to it there that you rank #1 by the WBO, and you're looking at fights against the likes of Pacquiao, who is the WBO champion.
I don't think
fighters of that caliber.
Pacquiao will take it.
I'm sure like anyone, he'll fight anybody, but Pacquiao, we've got to see what happens. Pacquiao's fighting, he's supposed to be vacating, but I understand now he may be fighting in March. Depends what weight he's going to fight at. You know, his last fight wasn't on the weight. And in the meantime, Jones has signed for a rematch on HBO. So we've got to get ourselves sorted with the WBO and see where we go with it. But, you know, he's ranked #1, he's in a fantastic position. And, as I say, it will happen for him.
Just one last question for Matthew, so on a similar theme. 2 of the reigning world champions in Germany. You've got no worries about maybe travelling to Germany to fight?
No, none at all. None at all, because I know they're not going to travel here unless I'm a mandatory challenge when it goes to a purse bid. I mean, I think I'd knock both guys out, so I wouldn't even care about it going the decision. You know, Sturmey's a good boxer, but you know he's not a big puncher. He doesn't really like it being put on him, and I think at this stage where I'm coming into my own now, I believe I'm a better fighter, and I think I'll be far too much for him. And Sylvester, I don't think he'd even see the halfway mark. So yeah, no, I'd have no problem at all in going to Germany. But you know, my job's just to concentrate on the fighting, and particularly on Saturday night. Frank knows what he's doing. You know, 30 years in the game, he's brought through Joe Calzaghe, Ricky Hatton, Nassim Hamed, all these guys, and you know, I believe that no doubt he'll do the same for me. So you know, really probably need to ask those sort of questions to Frank.
So the fight against Darren Barker, the trade fight that everyone wants to see, that's sort of off the radar at the moment.
You don't want to be sitting there holding your breath waiting for that one to happen, do you? You know, we won the purse, but we're going to go through all that again. You know, let's first of all find out if he's fit enough to box. I don't think he's even been past fit to fight.
What about Martin Murray? Do you raise that?
Sorry?
Martin Murray, where does he fancy that fight?
Yeah, I think Martin Murray's an easy fight for me, and it's you know, it would have been nice on this with him being from St Helens, but like I said, we'll just have to see. I mean, like, after Saturday, you know, I do want to fight for a world title, but listen, it'll, you know, my time will come. You know, if it happens next, or if it happens the end of next year, and you know, I've just got to keep winning, and you know, because I feel like I'm getting better all the time. Joe Calzaghe, you know, when he fought Jeff Lacey, he was 34. He was probably better then than he was when he was 27, 28, and I think that's going to be a similar situation with myself. You know, I've always had the ability, always had the desire, the battle, you know, all the ingredients really, but for whatever reason, things weren't just falling right for me, but things are coming together now, and I think a bit more stability in my life, a bit more stability with the team around me, and a bit of patience, and at last. At last. So, no, you know, my time's coming, it's here now, it's only a matter of time, and yeah, like, no, well, just, you know, good things are ahead.